Welcome back everyone. Workbook solutions. This is another video on request. Morning Star workbook solutions of Julius Caesar Act 4 Scene 2. Dear students, do check the pinned comment section for all important video links related to your syllabus, and this is a one-shot session, so stay with us and let's begin. The first extract is there on the screen. Who is Pindarus? Name his master. What message does he convey to Brutus? In this question, there are three subparts, hence I have changed paragraphs and there are three paragraphs over here for three subparts. Please keep this in mind. Change paragraphs for the subparts. Who is Pindarus? Pindarus is a loyal slave of Cassius, whom Cassius had taken prisoner in Parthia. And name his master. His master is the shrewd and manipulative Cassius, one of the leaders of the conspiracy hatched against Julius Caesar. So instead of just writing Cassius, I have used shrewd, manipulative, these two adjectives also. So you may enhance the quality of your answer by writing in this manner. But keep in mind, your answers must be brief and to the point. What message does he convey to Brutus? He has been sent in Cassius's place and reassures Brutus his master will be along shortly. His master will arrive very soon. Why? To clear Brutus's annoyance. Brutus is angry with Cassius, therefore Cassius will come very soon, will arrive very soon to clear Brutus's misunderstanding, and Cassius will appear to be what he is like. And what is he like? Full of regard and honor. So this is the message that Pindarus conveys to Brutus. Number 2, render the following lines in your own words. In his own change or by ill officers hath given me some worthy cause to wish things undone, but if he be at hand. What is the meaning of these lines? Brutus utters these words to Pindarus, who said to whom? While reading Cassius's letter. So Brutus saying these words to Pindarus, and what is he doing while reading this? While uttering these words, he is reading Cassius's letter. He speaks about Cassius here. In his own change. His is Cassius over here. Brutus has observed. This is Brutus's observation and his analysis. Brutus has observed that Cassius has changed. That Cassius's attitude has changed. His officers, ill officers, his officers subordinate to him may have acted wrongly. Either of these factors gives Brutus ample reason, worthy cause. What is the meaning of worthy cause? Ample reason to wish that things he has done, his role in Caesar's assassination, should not have been done. He is angry with Cassius over here. So he is dissatisfied. He is annoyed. And he feels that he should not have done certain things which he has done. Here is suspicion. Brutus is suspicious of Cassius. He is angry with Cassius. There is bitterness, and therefore he is saying these words. Give two reasons to explain why the master of Pindarus, that is Cassius, did some things or did not do other things. You will have to mention the things and you will also have to mention their reasons. Read the question again. Give two reasons to explain why the master of Pindarus did something or did not do other things. Cassius hatched the conspiracy against Caesar which led to his assassination. So Cassius has done this. And why? Apparently he did this to curb Caesar's ambition, but it was done from personal jealousy. The reason. Next, he wrote a letter to defend the corrupt Lucius Pella. So this is number 1. This is number 2. Lucius Pella. And Lucius Pella is corrupt, and Cassius has written a letter on his behalf to Brutus. He did this as he himself was corrupt. This is a reason. And number 3, I have given you 3 instances. You may use any 2. Cassius denied Brutus's request for certain sums of gold. So what did he do? He hatched a conspiracy. What did he do? He requested Brutus on behalf of Lucius Pella. And number 3, what did he not do? What did he not do? He denied Brutus's request for certain sums of gold. And what is the specific reason? He did this because his bond with Brutus was hollow. He used Brutus simply to eliminate Caesar. So right from the very beginning, they were not genuine friends. He was utilizing Brutus for his own purpose. What does Pindarus say about his master to Brutus after the extract? How did the master receive Lucilius? Pindarus is convinced that his honorable master will appear to be what he is like, fully deserving respect and completely honorable. How did the master receive Lucilius? Cassius received Lucilius with courtesy and with respect enough. I have quoted from the text. With courtesy, courteously, and with respect enough, respectfully, but neither with such signs of friendship nor with such an open and friendly way of talking to as he showed in the past. Therefore, Cassius's attitude has changed. Brutus's suspicion is perhaps confirmed. He wants to confirm whether he is thinking in the right way or not about Cassius. Where does this scene take place and why are Brutus and Cassius here? This scene, that is Act 4, Scene 2, takes place in front of Brutus's tent at a rebel camp in Sardis. And why are they here? After fleeing from Rome to escape the fury of the Roman mob, Brutus and Cassius had serious misunderstandings. They are angry with each other. Meanwhile, there is danger of an attack from the Roman army also, led by Mark Antony and Octavius Caesar. Therefore, Brutus here wants Cassius to tell him his grievances quietly and not quarrel before their armies. If the misunderstandings can be sorted out, because there is danger of another attack and there is misunderstanding also. Hence, it is important to clear the misunderstandings. But they must do that privately, quietly. Hence, they are standing in front of Brutus's tent at a rebel camp in Sardis. So this is the end of extract 1. Now quickly let's move on to extract number 2. This is extract number 2. Read the extract. It's there on the screen. Who has just described whom? Lucilius has just described Cassius. Important. What is meant by a hot friend cooling? The expression a hot friend cooling refers to a passionate friend becoming less and less detached. When love begins to decline, what happens? When love begins to decline, become sick and decay, it uses strained politeness and forced ceremony. Textual quotation. And what is said in the extract about sincere friendship? There are no deceits in plain and sincere friendship. To the point answer. Explain how men who are insincere in their friendship may be compared to a horse. Insincere men, like horses, this is a comparison, that are keen and high-spirited at first, make a fine show and give the impression that they are spirited and brave. So insincere men, they pretend to be brave and spirited, very active, energetic, filled with vitality And when they are expected to respond to the urging spur, when it is time for them to act in reality, what do? They lower their proud necks and, like deceitful, poor quality, worn out old horses, fail when they are put to test. So learn this properly. Learn this comparison properly. This is important. So when it is time to act, they are unable to do so. They fail to do so. But otherwise, they pretend to be brave, to be spirited. Whom is Brutus referring to as insincere friend? What has happened to their relationship and why? Brutus is referring to Cassius as insincere friend, and what has happened to their relationship now? The change. Suspicion is growing between Brutus and Cassius. At one time, they had become such close friends that they had together organized the conspiracy that led to the assassination. But after they fled Rome, their relationship has become strained. There is bitterness. They are angry with each other and have been making allegations against each other. Now, the length of this answer. Look at the length of this answer, because the questions are set like that. I will not be able to write this answer in just one line. So certain answers will be brief, and certain answers, the questions are set in such a way that you need to give a little bit of description, because they are asking for reasons. They are asking for what kind of relationship do they share now. So you will have to mention the points properly. You will have to write the answers of all the subparts. And why? Why has there been such a change in their relationship? Firstly, I have given the two reasons. Firstly, Brutus finds that Cassius has undergone some change, either because of personal corruption or because of influence of some of his corrupt officers. And secondly, when Brutus was in need of money, he urged Cassius to lend him certain sums of gold. But Cassius refused to oblige. Because of these two reasons, Brutus now feels that Cassius has changed a lot. His attitude has changed a lot. There is suspicion. There is no trust between the two. Now, compare the relationship between Brutus and Cassius to that of Antony and Octavius. So, there is not much difference between all of them. All of them are same. But, firstly, they are guided by personal rivalry and jealousy. This is the commonness. And what is the difference? But between Antony and Octavius, there is a certain amount of understanding on important issues. In the previous scene, we have seen that they show a certain level of understanding on important matters. They are seen acting together also. They may have varying opinions, they may have different opinions, but they act together. Brutus and Cassius display their annoyance openly, and here these two, they are accusing each other openly. They start accusing each other. Brutus, however, prudently suggests Cassius to speak his grief softly in his tent. So don't do this. Let us not do this in front of everyone. This is not going to have a good impact. So this is question number 5. In the workbook questions, there are so many subparts that it is impossible. Mostly it is impossible to fit in all the answers within the stipulated space given in the workbook. 3 lines, 4 lines, whatever space is given. And my handwriting is also a little bit different from that of yours. So I hope the length is going to be adjusted automatically depending on the question available. So these are reference materials. Go through all these sessions and frame your own answers according to your requirements. Extract 3. Which sober form of Brutus is referred to by Cassius? The expression sober form of Brutus means the calm and dignified appearance of Brutus. Here, Cassius seems annoyed by Brutus's outward show of innocence and nobility, a further sign of deteriorating trust between the men. So, both of them are disliking each other and they are not liking anything in each other. So suspicion between the two. What are the wrongs? Brutus found Lucius Fella guilty and punished him by public disgrace for taking bribes from the Sardians. He scornfully ignored Cassius's letter pleading on his behalf, which Cassius wrote on behalf of Lucius, his friend. How does the sober form hide wrongs? According to Cassius, it is thus by pretending to be innocent and virtuous that Brutus's sober form is hiding the wrongs done to Cassius. So all this is just a pretense. What does Brutus say before this extract about the wrongs done by him? Now these questions are somewhat repetitive. This is a brief scene and these questions are also somewhat repetitive. How is it an irony? According to Brutus, Cassius's attitude has changed or because his subordinate officers have acted wrongly. This has given him reasons to wish that the things he has done should not have been done. And how is it ironical? Ironically, both Cassius and Brutus are angry with each other. They are suspicious of each other, filled with bitterness, but Brutus is putting up a pretense of being calm and virtuous. He is also angry. He is telling Cassius that he is corrupt. But he also, ironically, is not being honest. He is putting up a pretense. Which two armies are referred to here? Why should they perceive nothing but love? These are the two rebel armies, one led by Brutus and the other by Cassius. And they must perceive nothing but love because if the two generals who are not only brothers-in-law, so they are brothers-in-law basically, but they are also supposed to be the best of friends. If they quarrel in front of their men, it would demoralize them and this would greatly affect their performance in the impending battle against the Roman army led by Mark Antony and Octavius. What is meant by enlarge your griefs? And I will give you audience. Why does the speaker want to give audience to Cassius in the privacy of his tent? The expression enlarge your griefs means tell one's grievances in detail. Here Brutus urges Cassius to tell him his grievances in full and he will listen to him patiently. He will listen to Cassius. Brutus will listen to Cassius patiently. And what does the speaker want to give audience to Cassius in the privacy of his tent? Brutus wants to listen to Cassius's complaints in the privacy of the tent because they must not quarrel in front of their armies. Their disagreements display of annoyance. The disagreements must be discussed separately. Open display of annoyance will sow seeds of dissatisfaction in the minds of the soldiers. So this is not going to be good. And how does this extract compare the fortunes of Brutus and Cassius with that of Antony and Octavius in the earlier scene? Brutus and Cassius, there is lack of unity. I have already discussed this section in detail, so just go through the entire session and here I am just mentioning the points very quickly. Brutus and Cassius, there is lack of unity, there is suspicion. Octavius and Antony, they decide to act together as they are at risk, surrounded by many enemies. So, finish this answer, complete this answer.